I'm making chapter 2 of Other Side and I need backgrounds for it, so in this video I'm making a whole concept for Redman Hotel, a small business of one of the main characters' families, and you are making it with me. We'll need to make all the locations, floor plans, uniform, branding, basically everything I need for a hotel so I can use it in a comic. Before we start, quick reminder I do commissions and sell merch for Other Side. You can also read the comic itself on the website, which will be updated at some point. I'm getting to it, just wait. If you're a regular viewer, you might notice this video doesn't have any lore in it, or at least not as much lore as the other ones do. Last time I made a video, I got a couple of valid concerns about how I revealed lore in the videos as opposed to the comic, and I agree. Probably not the best way to do things. Even though this lore will be explained in the comic later, I really don't want to shoot myself in the foot with this one, so how about we only talk about the concepts that are already made, or ones that I need to make pretty much right now. Anyway, Redman Hotel. Let's look at the map of the location and see what we need to make. Redman Hotel is split in two parts, the actual hotel part and the diner part. There also should be a design for how it looks on the other side, but that's a whole separate video. If you like this one, maybe I'll make another one. I'm making these backgrounds specifically so I can later refer to them when making scenes and color picking, so I'm not going to be shading them, and they will be very sketchy to save time. It'll probably turn out looking kind of ugly at some points, sort of like this. And even this is kind of shaded. This is on purpose. In the actual final product, I will be paying more attention to the backgrounds and shading them properly. For this video, we'll need to do the following concepts. Hotel entrance in the surrounding area, reception area and hallways, hotel rooms, the diner, outside in the pool area, the main office for Howard Redman as the owner of the business, changes to the uniform for staff, as well as logos for the hotel and diner and the floor plans for the main buildings. I'm starting with the main entrance and generally where the hotel is even located. Now, I lived in an area surrounded by water and beaches for pretty much all my life, so I know exactly what kind of a hotel I want it to be. I'm gathering references first. It should be something right by the beach with 2 or 3 floors located in a tourist area. After gathering references for the front entrance, I started making a very rough sketch on what the building looks like. I also want to figure out roughly the floor plans for it. The main building has 3 floors and the addition in the back has 2. At first I didn't really want to make any backgrounds separately from the pages. Backgrounds are one of the things I hate the most, and I honestly thought I could just wing it and remember where everything is. Turns out I don't. I can't even remember George is supposed to have a chain on his pants, so really I don't know what I was expecting. Besides what you see on the screen, one thing else I didn't mention anywhere is the parking spot for this location. There's no parking for clients anywhere on the map. I would think there's some kind of a parking spot somewhere outside of the hotel since it's a tourist area with a lot of different businesses, but there's still one singular parking spot at the front of the hotel that belongs to the Redman family, because they don't have to pay for it. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before, but if I was a business owner I would do that. And with that I'm pretty much done with the front. The last thing I'm making is this area going from the hotel to the beach on the left side of it. I want this area to be used in some sort of a scene, but I'm not sure yet, so it's still useful to at least know what it looks like. Next up, we're making the reception, which has existed for a very long time in Other Side. It was pretty much the only hotel location at first that I've made. There was no rooms, no outside of the building, just reception. Very ugly reception. I'm not entirely sure how good this one looks either, but I think it's an improvement from what it was before. At least now it has furniture. And I added some wallpaper to make it stand out from the hallway. The colors for the main hotel area are going to be red, which helps separate it from the diner I'll be making later on. I also wanted to have some sort of decor that hints at it being by the sea, so I put a couple of pictures of fishes and ships, as well as a big anchor in the middle. Near the reception, I'm also making this waiting area with couches. I'm going to draw one in the corner, but I don't think it will be necessary to draw all the angles of this room. I know they're there, they're on the map, so I'll just keep them in mind in case I need to draw that area at some point. I'm also doing a very quick hallway. All of the hallways will be looking the same, so I just need one sample to reference the colors. Oh look, a big paint mess vaguely resembling sunflowers. Where have I seen that before? Moving on, it's time to make hotel rooms. Just like I did with the hallway, I don't need to know what every single room looks like. Since not a lot of them will be used in the actual story, I'm making the one that is important to us right now. For this room specifically, I'm going to use a method of doing backgrounds I haven't done in a long time. I'm building the room in Minecraft first. Usually, if I'm making an actual comic page, I wouldn't do something like this. But in the concept stage, it really helps visualize where everything should go. I'm using a couple of different furniture mods for immersion. I think I gave links to all of them in one of the shorts that I did a couple of years ago, so if you want to find it, it's somewhere there. This is the room George will be staying at. Now, for some reason, even though George is specifically stated to be from the UK and flies all the way to this town to start the adventure, in all of the previous concepts of Other Side, he always had his own house here. I don't know why, staying at the literal hotel seems like the most logical option to go for, and yet he always had a house in this new city that he'd never visited before. This time I'll fix my mistakes. Maybe he'll get a house later, maybe not, but for now, this is his room. My choice of what room to give him was between one of these little outside huts or room 208 on the second floor. And I ultimately went with room 208 since I wanted George to have a balcony. I also really like the colors of this wallpaper from one of my Minecraft mods, so I'm going to try to replicate this color scheme for the room itself. I think it looks really fitting to the beach theme of the whole location. I'm also not entirely sure what to put in the painting by the bed, so let's make it a surprise. Eventually I'll need to draw this room in the comic, and you'll find out what's on the painting. We're finally getting to the diner part of the hotel. Unlike the main building, which has red as the accent color, the diner will have blue as the primary color for the whole location. The inside of this diner already appears in the first chapter, so I started with that. I also made very sketchy floor plans for 2 of the floors, just to see where the tables would be located. This time I decided to do the background all from scratch, which I struggled with a little bit, but eventually I got the perspective down. I haven't exactly made any menu for the diner, but I think since Howard Redman is partially Turkish, they would serve some sort of a mix of Turkish food and basic food served in every diner. I'm also making the front of the building. The logo for the diner is going to be the hotel logo, just with a fork instead of a key. Also with different colors and making it a circle instead of a rectangle. The idea is the diner is open to everyone no matter if they're living in the hotel or not, so it's pretty much 2 businesses in one. Finally, I'm making this pool area to complete the hotel grounds with 3 separate outside houses for 3 more rooms. This area is where Den and Ruby hang out the most, especially in the summer by the pool. Since they are the owner's kids and sort of work there, they're allowed to use all of the things inside of the hotel as much as the guests. Located inside of the main building, right here, is the main office. This is where Howard Redman usually keeps all the paperwork, which is why it looks so messy. I made this room in Minecraft as well, and I'm also taking inspiration from this green wallpaper from one of my furniture mods. If you watch this video, and this is the only time I'll ever be referencing outside of comic lore, you'll know that Den used to have a mother, and I think before her disappearance, this office was way more functional. This room will most likely be the darkest room of the hotel, since it represents the owner's mental state. Either that, or it would be the ugly white office lighting. The only thing left to do now is the staff uniform. And staff isn't literally just this one guy. He's the only person who works in the whole hotel. You've seen him before. This is Jeremy. Jeremy is known for appearing in one panel and not being mentioned until way later, so you don't have to worry about him too much. There are a couple of things I will say about his uniform though. First of all, the original uniform for the hotel has been around ever since the first concept, and I'm not planning to make any changes to it. What I will do, however, is I'm adding a secondary uniform for the diner part of the business. I thought of giving him a different set of pants and a white shirt, along with a themed apron for cooking and taking orders. The idea is he would change very quickly from one outfit to the other. That's also why he's wearing roller skates. It's supposed to help him get around the property way easier. Congratulations! You made it to the end of this video, which means I have a gift for you. As a conclusion, I'm going to make this drawing to prove to you I actually can draw backgrounds that don't look ugly, which is also going to be a phone wallpaper for you to use. I'll put a link in the description. This artwork was also made while listening to Ocean Man, so there's that. Now, the Redman Hotel might not be the most exciting or biggest idea I'm making yet. Over the last couple of videos, I've been trying different approaches with what kind of stuff I want to make. The idea behind this channel is I'm sharing my process to make this comic. It's just taking me a little bit to figure out how to even do that in theory. The conclusion I came to so far is I want to have an excuse to create things, which is what I'm trying to do with this format. Other Side is a big concept, and I have tons of stuff to make for it. Redesigns, backgrounds, advertising material, a bunch of different cool things I could be doing. Like fixing the website. Okay, I keep mentioning it every single time. I want to do it, I swear. If this goes well, and if you like this format, by which I mean if it does better than my other videos, Redman Hotel still has a twisted Other Side version I need to make a concept for. If not, oh well. Guess I'll have to make something more interesting. Maybe or maybe not. See you in the next one.